Kia ora, and Marina from Aotearoa, New Zealand, on this Mayan day out of time as we gather on this new moon today. And it's really extraordinary. We're very blessed to have Syren going to share her transmission with us today. And it's also her birthing portal in New Zealand on the Mayan day out of time. And we're also celebrating the birthday, the second birthday of Guardians of Gaia, the entity, the consciousness of Guardians of Gaia. It's actually, Guardians of Gaia has been in service, has been a portal, a place of gathering for community, global community, of those in service as Guardians of Gaia for 2 years now. This consciousness was conceived actually in Mexico, in Tepoztlan, also known as the birthplace of Quetzalcoatl, in the garden of Maria Figaro, who used to organize the big Mind, Body, Spirit festivals in Mexico City. And we had just come out a few days earlier of a temazcal, or a sweat lodge, on her land during the Mayan day out of time with a lot of guardians in the community in Mexico. So it feels very special that this gathering is happening today. It's not surprising that there's been a lot of interference in the field for today's gathering, and we're really curious what wishes to unfold through this gathering, and to also just bring awareness to Guardians of Gaia is not a podcast as such. There's those of us who are hosts that facilitate the circle. However, this is a circle and a place of global community. And as the years progress, we're being shown that the purpose of this global community will be revealed to us as we come closer to major earth changes and planetary movements, on how through this community, it will in fact be a place of connection and collaboration, and where we start to synchronize physical as well as energetic gatherings across the planet when required. So we wish to bring that into the awareness as Guardians of Gaia community is growing, and also to carry that with us in where we share it with our communities and those that are resonant with it. There is a much bigger picture, and the consciousness, the entity of Guardians of Gaia, actually wishes to eventually be registered as a charity or not-for-profit, as a trust in Aotearoa, yet serving the planetary field. So we're trusting all that will unfold over time when the funding is provided too. That will then provide an electronic database so that if we are moving on the planet, we will have an online real-time system of where we can connect with our community. So on that note, let us begin by going through the alignment process to align ourselves with our planetary body, with each other, and into the unified field for whatever needs to emerge through our field today. Inviting sound, breath, or movement into the process if it helps to support your own alignment and recalibration. Aligning physical, mental, and emotional bodies. With all-pervading soul or higher self, and our monadic galactic selves. Activating our earth stars 1 foot, 1/2 meter beneath the feet. And connecting through the divergent meridians of the planetary body. The rios de luz, light, agua, water, fuego, fire, and oro, gold, crystal, and mineral kingdoms. And inviting those primordial elements of creation in their infinite potential and purity up through our pillars to cleanse, clear, and purify, regenerate, rejuvenate, recalibrate, and re-energize and vitalize our systems. all the way up to the soul star, 1 foot, half a meter above the head, and inviting our celestial elements down to mix and mingle with our terrestrial animal bodies. That part of ourselves that resides outside of time on this day out of time. As we surrender through the core of Source in the heart of Gaia, where the new true Earth architecture emerges. And allowing us to really relax, surrender, and soften into that space, that place within our bodies, within the planetary body, where we are held, where we are supported. With awareness that when we are in here, everyone we meet is also being held and supported by this space, this place of our ancient future selves. Surrendering through the core of Source in our own heart spaces. Breathing in and expanding the heart, for during our embodiment and evolutionary journey, we're required to reopen many different, more expanded chambers of our heart. So that we may live unconditional love. Surrendering through the core of Source in the heart of the Sun. And in the heart of the great central Sun. In the heart of the Sun of your origin point. Within and without. Surrendering through the core of Source in the heart of the Moon. And in the heart of Theia, our ancient moon, fragments of which are embedded in the African continent. As we activate our solar and lunar discs within our own unique systems, bringing them into harmonic with the solar and lunar discs in the planetary system. And surrendering through the galactic center into Homo Universalis. As we explore our own embodiment and evolution from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, soul embodiment, Homo galacticus, our galactic recalibration, and Homo Universalis, we are stable, embodied, and actualized through the unified field. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we strengthen and fortify our own unique pillar. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we strengthen and fortify our own unique pillar and place on the planet where we stand, honoring the guardians of this land where we stand at this present moment. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we connect and unify our pillars around and through the planetary body. And honoring our planetary guardians that will be traveling with us today, as every day. Our dragon clans from all levels and dimensions. The guardians of our planetary body, of Gaia, and the guardians of our galaxy. Our cetacean nation, as we remember to sing the song lines and the harmonics of our bodies through the planetary body as one. our star lines and feline nations who are very present with us right now as we open the doorways into the Lion's Gate. And our honeybees who hold the template of Homo Universalis for humanity, where everything they do with joy, with love, and for the greater good of all. And maintaining this field of coherence, I'd love to hand you over to Casey.
Thank you, everyone. For those who chose to step into Circle today and those who will be stepping in at a different date, we welcome you. We wish to stay in this field of expansion and go out one step further. We wish to bring into the field the concept of the dimensional space, the cosmic emergence of the field between Andromeda and our solar system, taking one step closer to the giant merge. There's a tangibility that you can feel connected to the plasma fields. As we're in the cosmic space, there's a squishiness, a wobble in the field that you can feel that is very present in this changeover. It is similar to the experience of going through a wormhole. And the destination takes you right back to the present moment. This is part of the sync up of the resonance field. The sync up of the creation waves, connecting us back to Andromeda herself. With the gateways being reopened and the star systems coming back into alignment, we are merging the field into one again. This is allowing for an adjustment to be made in the star maps as the Andromeda overlay takes place. We have chosen this date and this time to begin the journey because this is a creation date, a portal that we are in, allowing adjustments and changes to be made with the greatest flow. You may notice that your time and space feel different. Allow this to take place and be the norm. Allow your bodies to settle into the wonkiness and to be in the flow state. The portal dates going forward are going to have more resonance to them. As more and more gateways are reopened, the aperture is opened even more on each one. And this adjustment is happening so gently as to not create disruption. But for those of us who are aware, begin to notice. This will change your reality experience. We wish to welcome into the field the star nations, those who are having impact upon the earth at this time. Those who have chosen to support the earth's journey, taking her place back into the highest cosmic realm, affecting change among all the solar systems. We wish to welcome into the field the very physical guardians of the earth, the stone giants, the earth giants, the water beings, the great sky keepers. All of these guardians are going to have a bigger role going forward, make a greater impact, have a stronger connection with those who wish to connect with them, who wish to attune to their field. This is emergence of the field of reality for you. This is where you get to explore and play. Allowing your little self to turn back on, to come alive, and to interact again. There's more information, more data to be coming into the field of connection at this time. We wish to open the circle up and invite those who wish to share and receiving data in their own streams to bring it into the whole. When you're ready, we're going to step back slowly into our individual pillars, anchoring into our physical systems, yet keeping this expanded field with the awareness of the plasma fields around us. When you are ready, we're going to add some gentle movement by feeling your toes, wiggling them if you wish, feeling your place connected to Gaia, wiggling your fingers, breathing deeply into your physical systems. And when you are ready, entering the circle, coming all the way back in, opening your eyes and beginning at this time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Casey. And really interesting that Andromeda is choosing this today, this day out of time, to re-enter and join the other star nations that are in unification of what's unfolding on Earth. In my understanding, there are 23 nations in that field, 23 different star nations in the field of this earthly experiment. And Andromeda chose not to be part of this because of the gamble it was to see if it would be successful or not. And it wasn't until that humanity started to come reawaken and come online and reconnect into the unified field that Andromeda said, yes, we're now ready to join. So it's really interesting that they're choosing this day to come in. So that's really beautiful. Thank you. And a gift that we get to meet with Syren, who I met through, or we met through the Guardians of Gaia network when she came and joined our circle. And that the universe conspired to assist to have her weave with us today on our day out of time on her birthing portal that will happen in her future right now. So I feel best to leave it to Syren to introduce herself before she takes us on a journey of a passage of light, toning the surrender, transformation through frequency, sound, and breath. So thank you, Syren.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation to Guardians of Gaia. It's great to be with all of you today. I work with sound, tone, frequency, and light, so we're going to weave with tone, intention, and energy to allow and assist the process of transformation. We are in a huge transition, implementation, integrations, transformation, not just physically, energetically, planetary, and intergalactically. So allowing these tones to assist all the processes of creating space for the next now, creating space through surrender to allow the present moment to unfold without storylines, without personality, personas, and expectations. So we're going to start with tone and weave and allow that which no longer serves to fall away, to create space for why we're all here, our individual unique purposes. So may you enjoy. Usikai to Sainoa Sai Opaya Sokashua Sainoai to Usia Suashoka Saikona Sui Taito Usai Sonaya Soshako Soshaito Usiai Noa Shai Som Kato Sitayo Tai Sai no nai nai ong an nai nai Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Siren.
You're welcome.
As we rest in the pause to absorb and integrate the many layers of that beautiful transmission. And we would love to hear from anyone here if you have any contributions or questions to the field or to Siren at this time. And if you just need longer to integrate, that's okay too.
That was a lot, wasn't it?
It sure was. And really beautiful. I was watching how it was a weaving between our future and our past, our ancient future. Yeah. Wow.
That's what I was feeling right prior was the creation of the space of the letting go of that which was to make space for the ancient knowledge we all have within us to integrate and expand into what we already have right here in this future that we're walking into right now.
Yeah, our future is available to us to manifest now as soon as we're able to stabilize in the frequency of that vibration. There is no longer any separation. How was that for you, Talia? It changed your appearance. You look very different as Siren was bringing those frequencies through. And you both have a gift of sound, yet they're each unique to each individual system. So I'm wondering if there's anything you want to speak about or any song that wishes to be sung through you in response.
There's nothing that feels really alive for me right now. I actually feel really quiet. So I'm just going to leave it with that. But thank you, Siren. Yeah.
Through Siren's transmission, I was connecting with the Octurian energy, and I was very aware that I was receiving light codes into my light body. And they were ones that I remembered, but I haven't seen for a while. So each one I was saying, thank you. Thanks so much. I love that. But very much feeling the Octurian energy through Siren. I do often, but yeah, that's who was coming through for me.
Thank you, Casey. Yeah, a meeting that Siren had a couple of days ago, I kept seeing her Hathor self emerging and re-emerging from the field in the process. Her little ears. It was great. And on that note, Siren, is there anything else that you have to share? We don't feel complete yet.
Oh, okay. I will say that typically when I'm feeling energies, and offering transmissions, they have obviously intentionality, energies, frequencies with them, but I don't, go into great detail with description because I know that very uniquely and specifically people will experience it differently depending on so many things, where they are, how they're, um, transforming, what they're willing to allow, what they're working on through, why they're on Earth, and in my perception, when I call something, say, blue or yellow, it limitates it to the blue or yellow of this is what it is, and it could be so much more expansive um, than doing so in that way. But what I'm really feeling with the energies, um, not just physically, obviously with our systems, energetically with our systems, the upgrades, needing to create these spaces and clear out all the old debris or any distortionary energy, is that we really need to be able to have room to receive these different codes. And I'm saying different codes because their frequencies, the structures, the light is different. and it's pure tone. So we really have to like allow the vacuum procedure or the dissolution of things we might not even know that are there. And it's such a swift alchemy that we can experience because of the accelerating energies. That what for me is so fascinating and I love about working with frequency and tone is that those things can alchemize so instantaneously through frequency, bypassing the linear mind of necessarily needing to know the why. And I feel like sometimes that's what's in the proverbial way, I guess you could say. And getting into the spaces of allowing the new integration of these geometries and our divine blueprints and our spaces to release what we ever thought we thought completely bypasses the limited thought of what we thought we were going to do, because I feel like we've superseded, many of us anyway, superseded what we came here to do at this juncture. And this is really just the base beginning point of rebuild, reclaim, restructure. And we need that space to unlock our dormancies, open them up, and completely integrate fully within our entire systems that are upgrading so swiftly, moment by moment. So that's what the almost totality of this transmission was about, was the frequencies supporting the unknown of this present moment, this unknown now of wherever it is that we each individually and collectively are going, which I feel is so much vaster and grander than we can comprehend right now.
Beautifully articulated and so true. And 20 years of embodiment and evolutionary work has really just simply shown me there is nothing we need to put into these systems. It is simply a matter of unpacking, excavating, making space for the next layer and level of ourselves to land and reconnect. And what the tones and frequencies are doing is, when we've made space, they're actually bringing those connections back online. Those neural pathways, those crystalline rivers of light are coming back online within and without. And if we haven't made space, we might have a peak experience, but those codes are still going to be sitting in the cloud. They're not going to be sitting in our universe realigned and recalibrated and reconnected. So we'll always have to, do the old meditation, body still, brain and neutral, out of body, to reconnect to that. When this particular earth walk is for us to be interconnected with that, not to have to go outside to reconnect anymore. So it's really beautiful the way you've articulated that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions or contributions to our field today before we bring it to closure? Because I'm sure there is much time needed to rest, digest, and integrate those frequencies and tones.
Actually, if it is okay, I would like to contribute this one. I don't know if to call it experience or observation that I had in the past 24 hours. Possibly bringing it a little bit down from the etheric into the physical, where I've been spending my time for the past 2 years. But I've been keeping bees for a couple of years now. And I recently relocated to a new home. And this summer I'm experiencing there are wasps here. I've been, every time I open the door, there's at least 2 or 3 coming in. And yesterday, I think I had about 6 wasps inside at the same time. And I read somewhere someone described them as, friends who need more personal space in comparison to the fuzzy friends that are our bees. However, they keep banging into the windows to go out. They get trapped inside the house. And yesterday, my body was in desperate need of just regenerating. So about 3 p.m., I sat down on the couch and I stayed there for the entire evening. And so for that evening, I was also helping the wasps out the same way through the window right behind my couch. And this morning I wake up and they've learned the way out, which absolutely blows my mind, because it's not this, it can't be just the same one. It's a whole family of wasps, and now they come in. I think they are feeding on like the side of my honey jar or something, and they intentively fly to the same window, and they find their own way without banging into the glass, which it's completely mesmerized me at this point.
That's brilliant. And humanity have that potential as well. And I watch it in our unified field because we're synergized in the same frequency. So the information is easily relayed, transmitted, and received throughout all those that are present in that moment or listening to the replay. So that's really beautiful. And also many recognize wasps as messengers of sacred geometry, which is quite interesting too.
That was new for me. Thank you.
Thank you. So on that note, as messengers, please do not wait for an invitation to join Guardians of Gaia. This is your invitation. Please, anyone and everyone feeling resonant with this community, you are welcome to claim your place in circle. And once our systems have synergy within the unified field, if your soul is calling you to share your gifts in the circle, then please let me know, and we can ask when. Because the synergy of our meetings and the gifts of who's bringing through transmissions and codes has its own consciousness and plan. Because literally when we were weaving with Siren and dates, her dates shifted, and of course when it landed on Day Out of Time and her birthing portal, it was like, yes. And just days ago I got a nudge that I needed to reach out to Madeline Walker, who created the card deck of Guardians of Gaia, and she's going to come on from UK for the Lionsgate gathering, our next gathering on the full moon. So there is a flow here that is not being micromanaged, that we're trusting in, which is unfolding. And for so many that have been walking alone in the world of guardianship, conscious guardianship and service to our planetary body, this is a community where it's time for us to gather. And you are welcome here. And a reminder to everyone who is gathered here that everyone you meet are facilitators and practitioners with years of experience. So if you need support at this time, we've been in a massive pressure cooker for the month of July, and it's not letting up. In fact, we're coming through Day Out of Time into Lionsgate in preparation for the September eclipses, and into the equinox passage, and into our ancient future. Our sacred journey through Egypt from the 9th to the 25th of September. 6 of the 12 pillars have been claimed, and if you are feeling resonant to claim one of the 6 remaining ones, please reach out. if it is your time for your soul to walk through the timelines and lifetimes and reclamation awaiting in Egypt, Kemet, ancient Atlantis. So on that note, as we return fully intact onto the earth plane, I would love to hand you over to Casey for closure of today's journey.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in Circle today. Thank you, Siren, for that beautiful transmission, allowing the experience of reconnection to come forward. Reconnection of our ancient future selves, reconnection of our origin codes, reconnection of our starlight intelligence that speaks to our light body selves. Reconnection of the light and the sound. Having their own vibration, their own pathways. Allowing upgrades, connections back to source, connections back to all that there is. Reaching completion and starting again. Giving gratitude for this day out of time. Giving gratitude for the wobble in the fields, the plasma fields, and the beginning of the merge. Both in our own journeys and in the greater cosmic space. We will bring the circle into completion at this time, allowing all the information to begin to integrate and taking as much time as our human selves require. We'll begin to drop back into our individuated pillars, closing down the connection field that we may be anchored into our physical bodies a little bit more and continue on our earth journeys until we meet again. When you are ready, we're gonna add some density back into your body, feeling your place where you're connected to Gaia, where you stand, connected to her always. Feeling your feet very solid on the ground, feeling the chair beneath you, adding gentle movement to your bodies, breathing deeply into your structure. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming all the way back in.
Thank you, Casey. And thank you, Siren, for celebrating your rebirthing with us today, with your beautiful gift from your new home in Arizona. And much love to everyone. Aroha nui from Aotearoa until we meet in 2 weeks' time. Enjoy this moon time with awareness also that we're coming to the end of a 36-day cycle of the ninth wave of the Mayan calendar. For those in the US, it's the 32nd of 36 today. For here in Aotearoa, across Asia and into Europe now, it's the 33rd day of the 36-day cycle. So when we end a 36-day cycle and beginning the first next of the 36, I've been tracking it, and I notice on the first day of a cycle of 36, a lot goes on. A lot of initiation happens in that time. So once we bring this awareness into our systems, we start to sync ourselves with the source of creation and into that ninth wave of consciousness, into the unified field that awaits us within. So much love. Until next we may meet. Thank you for joining our journey together today.